Okay, so it's 2:15 here in Vienna. That would be 8:15 in the morning back home. And we are getting ready to go see the stables at the Hofburg Palace here in Vienna. Just found out that the other guests who are supposed to be on this excursion are not coming. All right, here we are approaching the entrance of the Hofburg Palace and the Spanish Riding School. The riding school opened in 1735 and is dedicated to the training of the Lippizaner Stallions. It is the oldest of its kind in the world. The Stallions are trained to do spectacular performances, including choreographed marching, impressive jumps, and logic-defying standing poses. This here is their training and performance hall. Originally, these performances were only shown to guests of the court, but after the dissolution of the empire, it was open to the public. Take a look at those seats in the front there. If you haven't guessed it, that's where the emperor sat to watch his horses perform. Unfortunately for us, during the months of July and August, the horses are on holiday, so we were unable to watch a performance. During the holiday, the horses rotate between the countryside and the stables. Take a look at these two characters here. They were constantly playing with each other. We walked by hours later and they were still giving each other a hard time. All Lippizaners are born dark and gradually turn white. Stallions begin training at 4 years old and are retired after 25 years. The oldest horse on site was 40 when he died in 2019. We saw more stallions in the back stables, but unfortunately we were not allowed to record them. There are 2 barn cats on site. This one was working and she was sleeping. Outside the front of the Hofburg Palace, we found some ancient Roman ruins, which were discovered accidentally. And here's one more pan of the front of the Hofburg Palace and Spanish Riding School. After that, we headed to a cafe for some hot chocolate and cake, which were a part of this excursion. After that, our amazing local tour guide took us to see a site not even on the itinerary. This is the Vienna Minoritenkirche, the Mennonite Church. It was built in 1350 and is in the Gothic style. But the most impressive part of the church is this mosaic of the Last Supper. You can see here the little stones. The mosaic is a life-size copy of Da Vinci's Last Supper. It was commissioned by Napoleon, who was in control of the city at the time, but the mosaic was not completed before Napoleon was defeated and exiled, so Emperor Francis II bought it for himself, but ended up donating it to the church. And here's one more look at the mosaic, and then a pan to the altar. And again, this is in the Gothic style. And one more look around the nave of the church. On our way back to the bus, our tour guide told us about this church here, St. Rupert. It is disputed to be the oldest church in Vienna, constructed in the year 740 and in the Romanesque style. So of course, once she told me about it, I had to go see it. So we hopped on the subway and stopped at Schwedenplatz to get a good look at it. Unfortunately, we could not enter the church, but just seeing the exterior was good enough for me.